Congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Stacia the Natural here, and today I'm coming at you guys with a new video. And today I'm going to be talking about how by now, by 2020, I could have been like a 3rd degree black belt in tae-kwon-do, and instead I chose boxing. So yeah, today's basically going to be a story time video, and yeah, let's get right into it. So growing up, most of my childhood into my teenage years, I was in taekwondo slash karate slash martial arts. I was always in some type of martial arts. So from the age of 4 years old to about 7, I was in karate, and I really loved karate, but this karate school ended up closing down and a bunch of other stuff happened, and my brother and I just stopped going. I ended up just not going back to that school anymore. Fast forward a couple years later, my dad and I were walking by a taekwondo school, and we ended up knowing the instructor because he actually taught at the karate school that I used to go to. So we already had that like kind of, I guess, bond. We knew each other, and it was super cool because when I decided, or when my parents decided that we would go, the instructor was like, you know, since I know you, I've seen you train before, you can basically keep your belt. So when I started taekwondo, instead of starting at white belt, I started at orange belt because that's what I ended off at when I stopped doing karate. So that was that. And then yeah, fast forward, I mean, taekwondo was a great experience. I loved it. And along with taekwondo, I was doing tae-kwon-do, which is basically Korean sword training. So I was doing that. I did, I was doing weapons training. So I did a little bit of that where I basically had like a stick. I did nunchucks. And yeah, that was really cool. I did a little bit of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because there was a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class, I think like every Thursdays or Tuesdays or something like that, and I did that every week. And what else was I doing? I was doing a lot when I was going to taekwondo. And yeah, it was super cool. It was a great experience. I was even teaching while I was there. So while there, I was teaching like the younger kids, even though I was just a teenager myself. I was like 13, 14 at the time, and I was teaching the younger kids. Sometimes I would just be assisting the main teacher, the one that was like even teaching me, and sometimes I would just be teaching an entire class on my own with other junior instructors. I honestly credit the person I am today to many aspects of my life, including my parents and all that stuff, but a lot of it I credit to karate and taekwondo growing up. So it's just super awesome. And yeah, so basically when I was in high school, I got my black belt in taekwondo, and it was really hard. The testing process was not easy. I remember we had to run through Van Cortlandt Park at night. I think it was midnight at the time because we met up at the at the taekwondo school super late at night. It was probably like 10 or 11. Then we went to Van Cortlandt Park. We had to run through like the woods basically. And we all ran together. I was like the only girl out of like 4 or 5 guys that were testing for their black belt. And we all had to run through this park together. And it was hella scary because it was mad dark. I never even been to that park, and I just heard a lot of bad things about this park. So we were running there at night. And so fast forward, we do this run. Then we have to go straight from there. We get in the van, then we go back to the taekwondo school, and we had to do basically all out full contact sparring. But it was more like grappling. We weren't like, I guess we started standing. It was like full contact kind of. So I guess we started standing. I remember at one point we were on the floor. I got like punched in the ribs. It was so hard. It was so freaking hard, but it was also like, I'm the type of person that I love to work hard. I love a hard task, and I love to accomplish it. And so I'm all for the process. So it was hard, but I actually loved it. And so yeah, I got through that. And then after that, went home. That was only like the first part of the testing. So got through that. And then the second part of the testing was the hard stuff. We had to run through every single thing that we know for each belt. So forms, self-defense, I mean, everything. They were like, I don't want to say pledges, but they were just like certain things that we had to know for certain belts, and you had to say them out loud. We had to count in Korean because you have to know the Korean numbers. Like, it was so hard, guys. I don't even know how, like right now, if I were to try to do any of that stuff, I'd be like, no, I'm out. But yeah, it was hard. I got through it, and I ended up getting my black belt. I wanted to show you guys, but it's actually at my mom's house right now. So yeah, I got my black belt, and after that I ended up not going back to Taekwondo because it was just a financial burden on my family. And at that time, I was getting ready to go to college. So fast forward, I come home from college, and I basically said to myself, like, yo, you need to get your shit together. You need to get back into a sport. And so just thinking of the sports that I like to do at the time, it was I either do basketball, because I did that all through high school. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe I can find a school that I can get on their basketball team and, you know, just as a walk-on and play basketball. So boom, what happened with that? So I actually did try out for Lehman College's basketball team. I played on like their summer league kind of thing. So that was a possibility at one point, but I ended up not going to that school because I think my grades weren't the greatest. So I ended up going to another school. So that kind of just like fell off the wayside. I didn't go to Lehman College to play basketball or for anything. I just didn't go. I ended up going to another school. So then other options come, and I'm like, okay, well, I can go back to Taekwondo and continue that journey, go back to that, you know, start off. I'm already a first degree black belt. I can just go back to that. I can start teaching again. I can keep on learning. I can go back to competing in Taekwondo, which I love to do. So that was my choice, basically. Either go back to Taekwondo or start something completely different, and that became boxing. So it was those two. And I swear to you guys, it was literally just like that. It was like, do I go back to Taekwondo, or do I start something completely new? And it was like, I was literally weighing my options. Like, what do I do? What do I do? I mean, I guess the rest is history. You guys know what happened. I chose boxing, and here I am today to tell the story. But I mean, it's so crazy because when I think back on it, I'm like, holy shit, what if I chose Taekwondo? Like, what if I went back to Taekwondo? What if I, you know, did that journey? I mean, I'm almost certain my life would not be what it is right now. But how much different would it be? Because I made, you know, who knows, I could have made something of myself in Taekwondo and in that journey, and I'd be Taekwondo famous instead of boxing famous. Even though I don't consider myself famous at all, but just using that term loosely. But yeah, it's so crazy, guys. Literally every single thing in my life I can pinpoint back to some type of decision or crossroad or choice or this or that. And so that's why I always say everything happens for a reason. And in the moment it may suck, it may be shitty, or in the moment it may be great. But yeah, literally everything happens for a reason. So just keep on going with the flow. So yeah, that's basically it. That's how I made the choice of starting something completely new or to going back to Taekwondo. So that's it for this video, guys. I just want to bring you guys something nice and quick for you guys, a little story time video. If you guys have any questions, anything whatsoever, leave it in the comment section down below, and I will be sure to get back to you guys. Also, if you guys have any video suggestions for you guys, I know that I have a bunch in some other videos, but if you guys have any other video suggestions, leave them in the comment section down below, and I will be sure to get to those videos. And that's about it. I hope you guys did like this video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a like. If you're new to this channel, then go ahead and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Goodbye. Bye. Goodbye.